Caitlin Clark is officially out for the All-Star Game.
Of course, I want to see Caitlin treated fairly and appropriately in the league. I would say, seems like she can take care of herself. She's
into you, and I think that's the same advice I would give to young girls too, is just, dream big.
What's up, basketball fans? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got a hot topic that's shaking up the sports world. Adam Silver, the commissioner himself, is going off on the WNBA after Caitlin Clark, the unstoppable star who's been electrifying fans everywhere, drops out of the All-Star Game due to a groin injury. We're diving into what this means for the league, the controversy brewing behind the scenes, and how Caitlin Clark's absence has sparked a firestorm that's more than just about one player. It's about the future of women's basketball. So grab your popcorn, let's get into it. A rising star, a league in crisis. Caitlin Clark has become more than just a star, she's a movement. Her college career at Iowa showcased her ability to dominate and captivate audiences, breaking viewership records and drawing unprecedented attention to women's basketball. As she transitioned into the WNBA, the league had high hopes that her arrival would mark a new era of growth, revenue, and global recognition. However, that promise now hangs in the balance, overshadowed by a series of injuries and what many observers are calling gross mismanagement. The moment that truly exposed the league's fragility came on a seemingly ordinary Thursday afternoon. Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner and the league's most influential figure, sat in his Manhattan office overlooking the city that never sleeps. News arrived that Caitlin Clark, the league's brightest star, was pulling out of the All-Star Game due to a groin injury. Her withdrawal was a blow not just to fans, who had traveled to Indianapolis specifically to see her perform, but to the league itself. A league that had built much of its promotional campaign around her. The injury that tells a deeper story. Clark's injuries are not isolated incidents, they're symptoms of a systemic problem. Since entering the league, Clark has suffered multiple injuries, quad strains, groin injuries, and re-aggravations, despite being known for her durability in college. The pattern is alarming. Injuries that seem to pile up in a short period, each one seemingly more devastating than the last. Many believe these injuries are not just bad luck, but are directly linked to the physical punishment she's endured, which is a direct result of poor officiating and league neglect. Officially, her injury reports cite a groin strain, but insiders and medical experts suggest a more troubling reality. Dr. Jessie Moore, a specialist in sports medicine, indicated that Clark appears to have re-aggravated her right abductor groin strain, an injury that typically takes months to recover from fully. The repeated injuries, with 4 documented in less than 2 seasons, point toward a dangerous trend. Players being targeted and mistreated with no meaningful intervention from league officials. Refereeing failures and organizational neglect. The crux of the problem lies in officiating standards, or more accurately, the lack thereof. The officiating this season has been widely criticized, with referees missing obvious fouls and failing to protect players from aggressive, often dangerous plays. During a recent game, Clark was deliberately shoved to the ground by Marina Mabury, a textbook case of unsportsmanlike conduct. Yet, the initial response from officials was a mere technical foul, only upgraded after social media outrage, and even then, it was a paltry penalty considering the severity. This pattern is repeated across games, with coaches and players publicly criticizing the league's failure to safeguard its athletes. Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White publicly called out egregious officiating mistakes, revealing that league officials have been discussing these problems for years without meaningful change. Such negligence is not just embarrassing, it's potentially catastrophic for player safety. A league on the brink of irrelevance? The financial implications of Clark's injuries and withdrawal are staggering. Her impact on viewership and revenue is undeniable. Her games have driven a 170% increase in ESPN's WNBA ratings, transforming the league from a niche sport to a mainstream attraction. When she was sidelined, those numbers plummeted, viewership dropped by over 50%, and advertising revenue took a hit. Sports betting activity also declined sharply, reflecting waning fan engagement. At the core of this crisis is the league's inability, or unwillingness, to protect its star players. The injuries, combined with the league's dismissive attitude toward officiating failures, threaten the very foundation of the league's growth. Adam Silver, known for his measured diplomacy, has reportedly expressed exasperation privately. His public statements about Clark's treatment are carefully worded warnings, signaling that the NBA's support for the WNBA is conditional upon improved management. leadership failure, and cultural breakdown. The league's leadership, particularly WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, has come under intense scrutiny. Veteran sports journalists have criticized her for her inability to handle the crisis, with some suggesting that her responses are dismissive or evasive. During interviews, she often deflects questions about Clark's injuries, sometimes hinting at racial or political biases, which only fuels public distrust. Behind the scenes, Silver's frustration is palpable. His investment in the WNBA was predicated on a breakthrough. Clark was that breakthrough. Her ability to draw millions of viewers and elevate the league's profile was seen as a once-in-a-generation opportunity. Yet, instead of nurturing that talent, the league has allowed her to be subjected to dangerous plays and inadequate officiating. This mismanagement risks squandering the league's future. The broader implications. Clark's injury and withdrawal are more than just a personal setback. They symbolize a failure of leadership and a broken organizational culture. The league's inability to protect its star players reveals a fundamental neglect of athlete safety and a disregard for the league's long-term viability. If Clark, the league's biggest star, is forced to sit out due to injuries that could have been prevented, the entire enterprise suffers. Ratings fall, revenue declines, and fan trust erodes. The league's promotional campaigns, built around her star power, become hollow. Ticket prices, merchandise sales, and broadcast deals all hinge on her presence. Her absence is a stark reminder of the league's vulnerabilities. Caitlin Clark's injury saga has exposed the WNBA's deepest flaws: poor officiating, organizational neglect, and a culture that prioritizes optics over athlete well-being. As Adam Silver publicly voices his disappointment and frustration, the league faces a pivotal crossroads: continue to ignore the systemic issues or embrace meaningful reform. The future of women's basketball depends on whether leadership can learn from this crisis. Clark's talent has already changed perceptions. Now, the league must change itself to protect its stars and secure its long-term relevance. Otherwise, what was once a promising revolution risks becoming just another cautionary tale of missed opportunities and neglect.